Okay, we're going to call the meeting to order. I want to welcome everyone to the monthly Board of Trustees meeting. And if I could have Fernie lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It'd be just you and me if you did.
Call the roll there, Pam.
Item 1.4, approval of minutes of June 29th, Special Facilities and Finance Committee, July 12th, Facilities and Finance Committee, July 30th, Facilities and Finance, August 23rd, Facilities and Finance, October 15th, Facilities and Finance, November 19th, 2018 regular meeting, and December 19th, 2018 regular meeting.
Okay, we have a motion.
Move to approve all of them, and I abstained from the one on 6/30/18 because I wasn't here.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Call the roll there, Pam.
Mr. Uxer. Aye. Ms. Sanchez.
Aye.
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Ms. Nahara.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye. Again, I'd like to welcome everyone to the meeting along with the staff. Anybody sign up for open forum, Pam?
There were none turned in at the back of the room or at here. I don't know if anyone else has filled one out.
Does anyone here would like to make any opening statements before we go along with the meeting? Okay. All right, being none, go ahead with the next.
Item 1.7, presentations by individuals, groups, and organizations. Item 1.7.1, Dr. William Sarata, college president, will recognize individuals who have retired from the college district. We have none that are here tonight for that. Item 1.7.2, Ms. Del Nahara, program coordinator for IT and COSC, Mr. Tony Vargas, cybersecurity lead, Dr. Christian Serving, and Ms. Norma McKenzie, faculty members, will present to Dr. Sarata and the board a copy of the CAE2Y Cyber Defense 2-year higher ed designation. The faculty will also present Mr. Stephen Smith and Dr. Jenny Hiron copies of the designation to thank them for their support and contribution to fulfilling the requirements to receive this designation. This designation allows EPCC to post a statement from the NSA and Homeland Security on students' transcripts who complete the Cybersecurity Associate of Applied Science that EPCC is a cyber defense 2-year college.
Dr. Pagel, hi.
Good afternoon, Dr. Sarata and the board members. The faculty from IT and computer science are here to present this to Dr. Sarata and you. We are also recognizing Mr. Steve Smith, who supported the effort, and Dr. Jenny Hiron. Their area helped us build a website in order for us to be in compliance. And so I'm just introducing them on behalf of Tony Vargas. He couldn't be here, so I will turn it over to the faculty.
We're very pleased to receive this plate, which calls the National Center for Academic of Excellence in Cyber Defense 2-year education for the path of Associate of Applied Science in Cybersecurity. This will open a lot of opportunities for our students here in the region to help with work with the National Science Foundation, with Homeland Security and the National Security Agency. And this will be in collaboration with the information technology programs and the computer science programs. You have something else?
Come on, Ms. Dell, you're never short for words.
Must you give me up? It's been a great deal of hard work. It's been coming. We've been working diligently on this project for several years. This is our second recertification of the program, but we've been cybersecurity for the last 10 years. And it is all a discipline effort, information technology, along with computer science, and the IT department. So better things with the new infrastructure, the new building are coming. Watch out for us, we're on our way. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
How many students do we have that participate more or less in cybersecurity?
Right now, we have about, a little bit less than 100 students in the program itself. At one time, we combined networking and cybersecurity, but this time around, for the designation, we had to separate both degree plans.
And are we promoting it at the high schools?
We sure are trying. There's gonna be a big effort in the coming months for, or opportunity to go to the high schools, and this is the first thing that we showcase, yes.
Well, is there anything we need to do to support your effort? Because I think cybersecurity is certainly an opportunity for jobs here in the El Paso area for our young people or old people.
Definitely is. Yeah, I need deep pockets. It's called money.
Anybody can spell it.
Your support is greatly needed. My dream with this has always been to have a building for the sciences, and that's coming into fruition. I would like to, next step, go maybe into artificial intelligence. And that takes a lot of research and, well, you know the rest. I don't have to explain it to you, but that's where we see ourselves headed in the IT discipline and computer science. The computer science helping a lot with the research in combination with the hardware and software side of the house. We're ready.
Well, thank you for all your innovative ideas. As a team, you're doing awesome.
You're quite welcome.
Let me just add one more thing. The students receive something as well. Those who get a cybersecurity Associates of Arts, Associate of Applied Science, sorry. On their transcript, it will read that we are a CAE2Y school, a designation by Homeland Security and the NSA. So that will be on their transcript.
The seals will be on the transcript, correct? No. Just the wording?
We couldn't put seals. Banner wouldn't let us. So there's a statement.
Maybe we can put up a billboard with that information.
Great idea. I like that.
Okay, we'd like you all to come up, and we'd like to shake your hand and tell you what a great job you're doing. About the Sundays. Jenny must be hyped.
I know. It's good to see that.
Judge, you're gonna want a group shot with the board and the faculty.
Okay. Everybody around front, they want it.
Item 1.7.3, optional presentations will be made by the presidents of the Classified Staff Association, the Professional Staff Association, the Faculty Association, and the Student Government Association.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Rudy Hernandez, and I'm the Vice President for the Faculty Association, and I'm here to talk to you on their behalf. Actually, if you all will remember the last time that I was here, I talked to you and told you about how the faculty were helping the students out, and some of our faculty had gone on to universities. I had already put in like 16 Border Patrol agents, so if I ever cross the river, I'm probably going to be stopped by one of my own students. And in the same fashion, I just wanted to make a few comments. It's kind of been a nice, easy meeting, so instead of using the speech that I had drafted, I'm here to speak in behalf of the faculty. The faculty is, as I see it, where the rubber hits the road with regards to the community college and the students. You know, the students are coming here to learn, they're coming here to get an education, they're coming here to improve their life and to hopefully move on to university level studies and to their careers. The ones who actually have day-to-day contact with these students are the faculty. And of course, what we appreciate is we've gotten a lot of support from administration and from this board. We've been very, very grateful about that. So what I'm here to tell you basically is that, you know, the faculty, you know, we're not like a university faculty where we have to go out and seek grants to pay for part of our salary or anything like that. Our focus and our full attention can be to the students, okay? And when the students go on and leave us after they've gotten their education here, you know, they've gone on to places like UT Austin, Texas A&M, all of those places, and then they go on to, you know, further their career and to have their profession. And I'm not saying that we take credit for all of what they are, but we can at least say that we've put a brick into that house of what they've become. And so the faculty here works very, very hard to educate the students, and, you know, obviously we've been successful to the extent that they go on to universities. The faculty here also works very hard to retain the students. You know, we try to keep them in through the initiatives that administration has put forward, early alert and other things like that. We also try to keep them in college so that they can finish. And of course, if they finish, they go on to be the kind of example that their family needs. And that's basically what we're looking for. So we know that the legislature has to allocate its budget this year. We're very much aware of that, and you know, we've been looking at it, and it seems like this year the legislature may be favorable to education, including colleges. But as a matter of fact, today in the news I heard that OPEC is interested in lowering their prices because we have become, the United States has become the #1 producer of oil, and of course Texas relies on that for a lot of its revenue. So if they drop their prices, it may ultimately have an effect on supply here in Texas. But until then, it looks like if Texas is well situated to be able to budget and assist education from K through 12, the colleges and the university. And so I'm just here to tell you that, you know, we continue to work hard for our students. We continue to work hard for administration. We continue to work hard for you, board. And we've appreciated in this last couple of years how the board has appreciated our efforts, and we intend to continue to do so. We ask you to please keep this into consideration.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
I think this board has always appreciated what the faculty does for our students.
Yes, indeed they have. I'm going to say it
I
outright.
think I've been here 26 years, and I think we've given you a raise every year, except maybe one. So I think we're doing okay.
We'll forget about that one. You all have been
Keep up the
treating us
good
real
work.
good. All right, thank you, Mr.
Thank you very
Chairman.
much. Okay. Communication, Pam? Oh, we have another group.
Ms. Wages.
Beautiful evening, esteemed board members, Dr. Serrata, attendees. My name's Carmen Wages, and I'm the president of the Professional Staff Association I'd like to introduce you to our Vice President, Arlene Alarcon. Allow me to welcome first Ms. Cristina Sanchez to the board and thank her for reaching out to the Professional Staff Association. We're excited that she wants to learn about PSA, and we look forward to working with her.
Thank you.
We're also happy to report that we have all of our PSA officers now. We held nominations at our last council meeting. 2 individuals were nominated and accepted the nomination. Those individuals are James Valdez from Grants Management Office. He's going to be our new treasurer. And Grace Arives, who is a vocational guidance assistant, and she will be serving as the PSA secretary. Special thank you to both Mr. Robert Elliott and Dr. Olga Valerio for allowing their employees the opportunity to assist PSA with their different activities. We are currently working on 2 projects. The first project is our 2019 PSA Employee of the Year, and the deadline for the nominations for the PSA member was Thursday, February the 21st. And the committee is currently reviewing the nominations and will start the voting process pretty soon. The second project is our student scholarships, and we will be reviewing EPCC student applications and awarding 6 $300 scholarships. And a special thanks to Lupe Bárcenas from the Financial Aid Office for helping us set up the process. Also, the funds for these scholarships are gathered through fundraising activities and efforts from the PSA Educational Assistance Committee. Last month, both Dr. Andrew Peña and Dr. Ron Stroud, we worked with them last month, adding and suggesting revisions to certain policies on behalf of PSA. And we found this process very enlightening, and we're grateful for the opportunity to participate in shared governance through the college's procedure and review process. And thank you all, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Any more presentations? Okay, here comes the students. Here we go. All right.
Hello. Good afternoon. Happy Monday. On January 30th, we traveled to the state's capital for Community College Day. We met with every single member of the El Paso delegation to speak about general higher education issues like appropriations and expanding voter access. But we also spoke about issues on a much smaller scale that we deal with here locally. We spoke about the issue of food insecurity, which has become more ubiquitous, but there's still no piece of legislation filed in the Texas legislature that will address food insecurity. Yet other states across the nation have already taken initiative. For example, in California, they passed a bill that expanded SNAP for college students, and the governor of New York proposed to mandate every public college to open up a food pantry. We share office space with the food pantry, with the Tejano Food Pantry, so we always hear stories of students living paycheck to paycheck. And we are hoping to author a bill that will be sponsored by a member of the El Paso delegation. And if anyone from the board can assist us with this, we would greatly appreciate it. But we did express to every single member of the delegation that we are interested in doing the research, drafting the bill, and hoping to see if there's a bill that can be filed. The other issue we spoke about was prohibiting the use of tobacco on community college campuses. We see this as a public health concern, and so did every single state representative we met with. Every single legislator we met with agrees with our stance. And even Representative Ortega, she even posted on Facebook her support for our push to become a smoke-free institution. So we will be working on a piece of legislation that will lawfully prohibit the use of tobacco on community college campuses, either for this session or the next one in 2021. Next, we have begun working on a community service project to assist those of lower socioeconomic status. 2 weeks ago, we volunteered at the El Pasoans Fighting Hunger Food Bank, and we're looking to volunteer at least 3 more times this semester. And lastly, I attended Senator Jose Rodriguez's Education Advisory Committee a couple of weeks ago, and we became aware of the El Paso County Promise. Anything that benefits the livelihood of our students is something that SGA will wholeheartedly support. And if SGA can somehow contribute to this initiative of promoting student success, definitely reach out to me. And that's pretty much it. Do any of y'all have any input, comments?
Can you give an overview of what the El Paso County Promise is?
So the El Paso County Promise, basically it's to, I guess, promote accessibility to college. And so part of the discussion is potentially having two-year colleges be free. There's also this discussion of having a Tejano Star textbook scholarship that will pay for students' textbooks if they maintain a certain GPA and if they adhere to certain requirements. Basically, the gist of it is to make college more accessible, more affordable, within the county. This is something that's been done in other states like Tennessee or just other states where they have like a county-wide effort to make it more affordable, make it more accessible, and just make it better for students. And so we're still kind of new to this conversation, but if anyone on the board is more aware of it, definitely invite us to those meetings, let us know what's going on. But yeah, we're more than willing to be a part of that if any is involved in that.
Well, we certainly appreciated you participating in the Senator's Education Advisory Committee. I think it's very informative, very timely that you all are attending. So thank you for that. That's the forum where you can get help in drafting up a bill like you were talking about, because the Senator will carry the banner on that and submit it. We were also very fortunate to have Dr. Serrata come and do a presentation, so I'm sure he's more familiar than any of us with the College Promise, and it was the one from Dallas, right, that he was in a presentation where we first heard about it. So he's following up on that, sir?
Yeah, look forward to working with you all on it. Ms. Sanchez, the Promise programs are essentially a last dollar in type of programs. What they do is they utilize all of the financial aid that students qualify, and then the community through, in Dallas in particular, it's corporate investment as well as foundation investment, which allows them to pay for students that are not on aid to receive the first 2 years. Now, there's obviously GPA requirements. There can be other requirements that the community as a whole puts in place, but it allows students to receive the first 2 years of college free. It really is. Tennessee was the groundbreaking state on this, led by Governor Haslam. They've put this in place in an effort to increase the educational attainment level of the state as a whole, with a goal of, I believe in Tennessee, it's 60% by 2025, similar to the Texas goal of 60 by 30 Texas. So absolutely look forward to working with student government on this. We are working with CREED, among other entities in our community, to try and find the funding, and using Dallas. It's Dallas Commit, which is the model program in Texas.
Keep up the good work.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate you all.
We happen to have a new rep in the state house that you could, he probably knows how to spell EPCC.
Wonder who that could be.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your
Keep
time.
up the good work.
Item 1.8, communications, there's none. Item 1.9, Board of Trustees business. Item 1.9.1, the Board of Trustees will recognize and take action on the resignation of Mr. Art Fierro, District 6, with the beginning of his service as a state representative.
Just before we get started on this issue, I have a letter here from Mr. Art Fierro, dated February the 8th. It's to the members of the board. As you are aware, I was elected to represent House District 79 in the Texas Legislature on January 29, 2019. I will be sworn in on February 11, 2019. Please allow this letter to serve as notice to you of my resignation as trustee of District 6 and chairman of the EPCC Board of Trustees. Serving on the EPCC governing board was certainly one of the most fulfilling experiences of my life. I am so proud of the successes accomplished working alongside all of you, Dr. Serrata, the cabinet, and the faculty. I am confident that EPCC will continue to strengthen as a critical institution for higher education and provide El Pasoans with the greatest opportunity for success. Respectfully submitted, State Representative Art Fierro.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept the resignation of Mr. Art Fierro as a
Second.
member of the board.
Any discussion? Okay, ma'am.
Mr. Uxer,
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez,
Aye.
Mrs. Robles,
Aye.
Ms. Nahara,
Aye.
Dr. Graham,
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Item 1.9.2, the Board of Trustees shall deliberate on the vacancy created in District 6 and discuss available replacement options.
Okay, this is placed on the agenda. We have several options that we can move forward with. We can interview and try to fill the position, but it's only going to be 2 months till the election. My idea on this is just to leave the seat open for 2 months, and once the election is done, we can vote and seat a new board of president, or chairman, co-chairman, and secretary of the board. Any other discussion?
Is that a motion?
No, sir. I make,
I move that we leave the position vacant until the election is held in May.
I'd just make a comment on that. I mean, I think that I'm certainly going to go ahead and vote for that. I just wanted to say, at least for the constituents of that particular district, you do have other board members that are here, Board of Trustee members that are here, and so I don't want those constituents to feel as if they don't have anybody that is representing them, that they can reach out to, along with, of course, Dr. Serrata. I'm sure that they can reach out to any one of us at any time for any questions or concerns, but your interest definitely will continue to be represented. I don't think ideally it's wise in some circumstances to leave a vacancy open just because the business of the college needs to continue. But given the short time frame for this and just the unusual circumstances of the election itself, I think it's wise that perhaps for this particular seat that it remain vacant until the election. So with that, I would say aye.
Any other discussion?
Second.
Call the question?
Mr. Uxer,
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez,
Aye.
Mrs. Robles,
Aye.
Ms. Nahara,
Aye.
Dr. Graham,
aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Item 1.9.3, the Board of Trustees will deliberate on naming a temporary chair of the Board of Trustees until the Board of Trustees election on May 4th, 2019.
I make a motion that we name Judge Haggerty as the chair.
I second.
Any discussion? Call the question?
Mr. Uxer,
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez,
Aye.
Mrs. Robles,
Aye.
Ms. Nahara,
Aye.
Dr. Graham,
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye. I have a question, legal question. It's not on the agenda, but can we also vote to replace the vice chair? Or do we have to put that on the
No.
agenda next month?
I think you need to put it on the agenda.
Okay, well, make sure we have it on the agenda for next month. Yeah.
And then just for the benefit of the public, and I'm sure they already know, you served as the vice chair for this El Paso Community College Board of Trustees, and so it makes sense for you to serve in that chairmanship role for the remainder of this term. So thank you, Judge Haggerty.
We'll
for
double your
continuing
salary.
There is no salary.
I appreciate it.
Totally volunteer.
Okay. Okay, Pam.
Item 1.9.4, the Board of Trustees will consider and deliberate on the approval of the outside legal counsel contract with Scott Hulse PC.
I make a motion that we accept the contract.
Second the motion.
Any discussion? Call the question?
Mr. Uxer,
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez,
Aye.
Mrs. Robles,
Aye.
Ms. Nahara,
Aye.
Dr. Graham,
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
No.
Item 1.10, Board Reports. Item 1.10.1, Treasurer's Report, January 31st, 2019. No action is necessary. Item 1.10.2, President's Report. Item 1.10.2.1, Dr. Sarata will update the Board of Trustees and audience on recent events that have transpired at the college.
Judge Haggerty, members of the board, always an honor to update you on some of the events that have occurred since our last board meeting. I will hand you this 2019 Bellwether Award finalist that the college received. Let me let you know a little bit about it. I'm proud to share that our Student Technology Services, STS, and the Student Culinary Services, SCS, programs were recognized as a 2019 Top 10 Bellwether Award finalist on February the 4th in San Antonio, Texas. The Bellwether Awards are sponsored by the Community College Futures Assembly and recognize innovative community college programs in instruction, workforce development, and governance. Hundreds of community colleges compete for this prestigious national award with only 10 finalists in each category. EPCC created these programs, STS in 2005 and SCS in 2009, to provide highly relevant student work opportunities in culinary arts and business, technology, and professional services industry to help students earn while they learn. The programs have collectively served over 1,500 students and continue to grow and demonstrate workplace impact. As usual, our Board of Trustees are front and center with their continuous support and commitment to our students, faculty, and staff. The EPCC team was honored to have a board member, Ms. Bonnie Nahida, join them in San Antonio to receive their award and recognition. Thank you, Ms. Nahida. We appreciate all that you do for the institutions and the students that we serve. The EPCC team is in the audience, and I would like to have them stand to be recognized. First of all, thank you to our students, Mr. Gustavo Luevano. Where are you, Gustavo? Good job. Thank you so much representing the Student Technology Services program. Mr. Jorge Ballesteros. Jorge, thank you for representing the Student Culinary Services program. Both of these gentlemen are a great example of student success and make the college proud. Thank you both for representing us. These programs are successful due to the hard work and great leadership from many faculty and staff. Thank you to Mr. Rick Webb, who serves as Dean of Math, Science, and Career and Technical Education. Thank you, Dean Webb. Chef Daniel Guerra with the Culinary Arts Program. Thank you. It's hard to recognize a chef without a chef's hat. Thank you, Chef, for being here. Chef Jonathan Nickerson. Thank you, Chef. Our SCS Program Coordinator, Ms. Debbie Aguilera. Manager of Student Technology Services. And Ms. Margie Nelson Rodriguez, who serves as Professor of English and Social. Thank you, Margie. Special Projects Assistant to the Vice President of Instruction and Workforce Education. These programs are supported and have grown under the leadership of Vice President Steve Smith. I know that Mr. Smith, Dr. Mitchell is representing Mr. Smith today, but I'm sure he's watching online. So thank you for your continuous support as well. The Commission on Accreditation of Allied Health Education Programs awarded continuing accreditation to the Emergency Medical Services Paramedic Program through 2024. Congratulations to all the program faculty and staff, including Program Coordinator Mr. Tony Ayub, Clinical Coordinators Carlos Prado and Timothy Groover, and to Dr. Paula Mitchell, who's the Interim Associate Vice President and the Rio Grande Campus Dean. Well done. The Health Information Management Program faculty and staff is also doing great work. The 2018 Annual Program Assessment Report has been reviewed and accepted by the Commission on Accreditation for the Health Information and Information Management Education. The program remains in good standing and maintains its accreditation. Congratulations to Program Coordinator Jean Garrison, Faculty Member Monica Jewell, and again, Dr. Mitchell for your leadership. Community College Day, as our Student Government President, President Mena referenced, was held at the Capitol on January 30th. At that time, Board of Trustees Vice Chair, now Chair Haggerty, and Trustee Bonnie Nahida joined me as well as our group of students from student government to advocate on behalf of the students. And so thank you all for representing the college and doing it so well. McDonald's, Mr. Castro McDonald's held the UTEP EPCC Scholarship Press Conference at the UTEP President's Office Conference Room on Monday, February 4th, 2019, where Mr. Castro announced a $50,000 per year commitment for scholarships for both El Paso Community College and the University of Texas at El Paso. for a commitment not to be less than the next 5 years, $50,000 per year. Those are matched by each institution, so we're looking at $100,000 scholarships for both institutions for the next 5 years. The annual Board of Trustees Institute was held February 4th through the 7th, 2019 in Marble Falls, Texas. The emphasis of the Board of Trustees Institute was student success at the forefront, as it usually is, but with a lens of equity, ensuring that all segments of the student body are being successful in closing those equity gaps. Again, many thanks to Chair Haggerty and Trustee Sanchez for attending the Institute with me. El Paso Community College's 50th anniversary kickoff press conference was held on Friday, February the 8th, 2019 at 1309. The event was incredibly well represented. Want to thank everyone for attending. Want to thank Ms. Carrie Moe, Ms. Lisa Elliott, and the entire 50th anniversary committee for the great work that they did. Many of the board was there, and Mrs. Robles was kind enough to provide comments on behalf of the Board of Trustees. It was a great event. It was standing room only. Thank you to 1309 for the great snacks as well, for serving breakfast. And we look forward to the rest of the annual events that will take place as we celebrate our 50th anniversary. And then finally, I know, Judge, you would appreciate this. The college will be closed during spring break from March 18th through the 22nd. So many thanks to our faculty, our staff, who will enjoy a well-deserved break as we are in the middle of the semester and get ready to close out the spring semester. Judge, that concludes my report.
Okay, any of you who don't know what 1309 is, I recommend that you find out what it is, because they serve excellent food. My staff and I visit as often as I can afford to bring them to 1309. It's a great program we have here at the college. And before we go into executive session, Dr. Graham, you have something under board business?
Yes, under board business, I have 3 items, sir. Thank you, Chair. One of them is that I would like for the board to revisit the recommendation that was made to name the Veteran Center the Charisma James Veteran Center instead of the EPCC. I think that that would be a tribute to a veteran that is very deserving of that, and if we can consider that, I think we need to maybe move on that. And I'm not sure, do we need a motion, or do we
You'd have to put it on the agenda, but I'm sure Dr.
place it on the
Sarata-
agenda?
We'll make sure that it's on, we'll make sure that it's on the next meeting's agenda, Dr. Graham.
Okay, thank you, sir. The other item that I have is regarding the request that was made for, as most of you know, I spend a lot of time in the schools, and I agree that there's a need for us to have children's playground equipment, but you know, before we panic about what are we doing with that, I would like to see if Dr. Serrata, you could maybe enter into conversation with YWCA. We certainly have provided opportunities for them to have their services available for students on campus, and maybe they could be instrumental in helping us get some playground equipment for children. I know there's many times on the campuses students that are there, but they bring their little ones because they can't afford to be paying daycare. So that would be something that if you could check into it and see, we could make it happen.
What campuses? Are you talking about all of them, or the ones where we have the childcare services?
My preference would be that we do it in all of them, but I don't know that that's possible. We certainly should be looking into having childcare availability at all the campuses, but we've been locked into the facilities not having enough room. So maybe after the construction is all done, we might be able to come up with that, but we should have child care centers available in all the college campuses. But
Dr. Graham, I will follow up with Dr. Acosta, and we'll set up a meeting so that we can meet and discuss it.
thank you. And the last one is, I'm very concerned about moving forward with providing some kind of mental health support services for students and, if needed, for staff on our facilities. I know that in the district where I work, we have entered into a partnership with Project Vida, and all they have requested with the memorandum of understanding is a space where they can meet and facilitate the services. So They are very open to ideas. If we could also ask you to follow up on that with the director and see what kind of, do we need an RFQ or an RFP to get it out there, if it's not gonna be cost to us, but,
I have a comment on that. I know in some, like for the county, for example, there is an employment assistance program, and that's facilitated
The
through the
EOP?
insurance, right, the EAP. I think we'd also need to look at, from that component too, maybe an HR perspective and maybe some insight on that, because I think that's one thing to enter into an interlocal or some sort of agreement, which totally am for, I support, but with that, there might be some employment issues that we just need to be mindful of. So maybe with that, we can get legal counsel involved to just kind of get their perspective in terms of some of those issues that we'll need to look for as well, at least as it pertains to the faculty or any other staff that might participate in such a program.
right, and the EOP would certainly cover the faculty, but it wouldn't cover the students, as far as I understand the EOPs. But the way that we did it is the memorandum of understanding was written so that it includes a background check of the personnel that are going to be providing the services. So they have the process already outlined, but I agree with you, if we can use the EOP, that would be great. But for the students, I don't think that it would work. But if you can follow up on that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Will we get a report next month?
Yes. It's also, mental health has been one of the items, and right now, Dr. Graham, they are looking at it in the legislature, specifically in the House side. Speaker Bonin has emphasized that is one of the priorities, along with public school funding, is to look at mental health and safety of K through 12. So on the House side, I know they're looking at dollars that will be expended in an effort to do that. So certainly we'll look forward to following up. I will report back to the board at the March meeting.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
That's it, Judge. I'm done.
Consent doc?
Are you going to go to the next item?
Just
or
do
going into
the consent docket, then we'll go into executive session.
There's another item. I think.
Yeah.
So
That's what she
item
said.
1.11, consent docket, there are no items on the agenda.
Let's go into executive session. Please read out the.
The Board of Trustees may conduct an executive or closed session pursuant to Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code for one or more of the following reasons: consultation with its attorney to seek or receive legal advice, or consultation regarding pending or contemplated litigation, or for any purpose authorized by law, discussion about the value or transfer of real property, discussion about a prospective gift or donation, consideration of specific personnel matters, discussion about security, personnel or devices, or discussion of certain economic development matters. The board may also announce that it will go into executive session on any item listed on this agenda if the subject matter is permitted for a closed session by provisions of Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code. Any vote regarding these items shall be taken in open session. The time is 7:24. The Board of Trustees are reconvened in regular session. Item 2.0, administration, none. Item 3.1, full-time institutionally funded actions.
Have a motion? Move to approve.
Second.
Call the question? Oh, I'm sorry. Any discussion? Call a question.
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez.
Aye.
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Ms. Naheda.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
No.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Item 3.2, full-time externally funded actions, there are none. Item 3.3, information items, no action is required. Item 4.1, consideration and deliberation on the approval of a 3-year software maintenance and support contract with Ad Astra Information Systems in the amount of $165,000, $55,000 per year.
Move to approve 4.1 and 4.2.
Second.
Item 4.2, consideration and deliberation on the approval of adding a signatory on bank resolutions for Wells Fargo Bank N.A.
Any discussion? Call the question?
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez.
Aye.
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Ms. Naheda.
Aye.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty?
Aye.
5.0, physical facilities, there are none. Item 6.1, consideration and deliberation on the award of a contract to Med Ed for the purchase of nursing certification exam seminars in the amount not to exceed $70,000.
Move to approve 6.1 and 6.2.
Second?
Item 6.2, consideration and deliberation on acceptance of a grant from the City of El Paso in the amount of $37,000.
Any discussion? Call the question?
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez?
Aye.
Mrs. Robles?
Aye.
Ms. Nájera?
Aye.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty?
Aye.
Item 7.1, consideration and deliberation on the approval to award a contract to Matrix Special Systems for the installation of an access intrusion control system and a vigilant CCTV system at the Trans Mountain campus in the amount not to exceed $61,096.
Move to approve 7.1, 7.2, and 7.3.
Second.
Okay, item 7.2, consideration and deliberation on the approval of continuing education tuition rates for new courses. And item 7.3, consideration and deliberation on the approval of continuing education tuition rates for revised courses.
Any discussion? Call the question?
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez?
Aye.
Mrs. Robles?
Aye.
Ms. Nájera?
Aye.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty?
Aye.
Item 8.0, community service, none. Item 9.0, unfinished business.
Any unfinished? When's our next meeting?
The next meeting is Facilities and Finance on Wednesday, March 27th at 4 o'clock, and the regular board meeting on Wednesday, March 27th at 5:30 PM.
Okay. Have a motion for adjournment?
Motion made.
Any second? Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
See you next month.